In this video, I'll be providing my top 5 tips for sellers, as well as outlining a simple 5-step guide to the selling process. On this channel, I provide my top tips to buyers, sellers, landlords and tenants, as well as individuals looking to build or enter into a career within the property industry. I've been working as an estate agent in London for almost a decade and created this channel in order to share my knowledge, which will hopefully save you some money and stress along the way. If any of this content sounds useful, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel and tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Tip number 1, arrange 3 to 5 property valuations. The first thing to establish when selling a property is how much is it worth. I would recommend arranging at least 3 property valuations with local estate agents. These valuations are typically free, so it won't cost you anything to have a few, and it's always worth getting a range of valuations and opinions from the professionals. You can research local agents on Google to decide which agents you would like to value your property. I would recommend getting a range of agents in, i.e. at least one corporate agent, at least one independent agent, and possibly even one online agent. Tip number 2, declutter and ensure the property is well presented. Common question I get asked on valuations is, what work should I do to the property before I begin marketing it? In my opinion, it's important to find the right balance. Generally speaking, unless the property is in really bad condition, I wouldn't recommend spending a significant amount of money on upgrading things such as the kitchen, bathroom, roofing, windows. However, there are a few easy steps you can take to ensure the property is well presented. Decluttering is a must and will help emphasize the natural light in the property, as well as giving it a more spacious feel. If necessary, I would also recommend painting the inside of the property and replacing the carpets. Tip number 3, instruct an estate agent based on the service, commission fee and your own experience. By now you should have had at least 3 property valuations from local agents. You've probably already got a preference in terms of who is your favourite. This is definitely an important factor, as you do want to instruct an agent that you trust and feel comfortable with. However, there are a few other factors to consider before making a decision. Ensure the agent will advertise the property on Rightmove and Zoopla at the very least. You should also make sure that the standard of their photography is second to none and that they have a strong presence in the area. Finally, ensure the agent has a clear marketing strategy for your property. I wouldn't instruct an agent based on what they have valued the property, as some agents will deliberately overvalue the property in order to try and win the business, so do bear this in mind. Tip number 4, have a plan of action when entering into a negotiation. Your chosen agent should have given you an idea of what figure you can hope to achieve, as well as a worst case scenario bottom line figure. Do keep these figures in mind once you receive an offer. Do also consider the level of interest and length of time the property has been on the market. For example, if a buyer offers 95% of the asking price within a week of the property being on the market, you would likely go back with a counter offer in the asking price region. Whereas if a buyer was to make the same offer when the property has been on the market for 2 months, you would be a lot more likely to accept the offer. And finally, tip number 5, instruct a reputable solicitor and make sure you are keeping on top of them. Once you have accepted an offer from a buyer, you will be required to instruct a property solicitor to deal with the conveyancing side of the process. This is the process between accepting an offer and completing on the sale. Typically, this process takes about 3 months on average, but can typically drag on for significantly longer. That is why it's worth ensuring you instruct a reputable solicitor to deal with this process. If you've got a friend or family who's recommended a solicitor, great. If not, I would research local firms and make sure you're instructing a well-reviewed solicitor. During the sale progression conveyancing process, you do want to make sure you're keeping in regular contact with your solicitor, ideally at least once a week, and make sure you are responding in a timely manner to them in relation to any requests for documents. So that concludes this video. If you would like more tips on selling property, then feel free to ask any questions in the comment section below, or do let me know if you'd like any more videos on selling tips and the sales process in general. As always, do like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.